Hi guys and gals, welcome to T.A.B. Videos. Glad you stopped by this morning. I was going through some old footage of mine from probably 10 years ago. And I found a video, and I'm going to put it in here somewhere. I'm going to splice it in this conversation. Accidental or negligent discharge. An accidental discharge is basically, it happens by chance, unintentionally, or unexpectedly. A negligent discharge occurs when an individual handling a firearm is negligent and fires the weapon unintentionally. So let's first talk about accidental. As far as I know, I've had an accidental discharge, and it's been at the range, and I'm sure a lot of you have. You're presenting a gun and staging the trigger. It's pointed in a safe direction, and for some reason, you stage it too far, the gun goes off. That happens. Anybody says that's never happened to them, God bless you. You're perfect, okay? But I have had that. Not many, but sometimes, like I said, you're taking that creep out of it, getting ready, and you just go too far and jerk the trigger, whatever you do. But that round is lost. It's not on target. It's gone, but it's safely downrange. Picture or the video I found, and I'm not really sure it's a negligent discharge, but a negligent discharge is basically caused by failure to follow the safety rules. All four of the safety rules first. But basically, one, treat every gun as it's loaded. And number three, keep your finger off the trigger until you want to shoot, meaning downrange safely. So you're violating two rules. Now, I've read some. We all remember the FBI agent that was at a dance club. He was dancing. He did a backflip. His gun flew out of his holster. He reached for it to grab it. And when he did, he hit the trigger and it shot an innocent person in the leg. That's negligent. Now, that could be a holster problem also. Why did that gun, the retention of it, why did that gun fly out of his holster like that? So that's just one example. And another example that I was reading about, this officer took his firearm to a gunsmith to have some action work done on it. Well, when he got out, went to pick it up, he got the car, he put a magazine in, racked the slide, sent the slide home. It was pointed at the dash. The gun fired. He didn't even touch the trigger. Well, he reported it to the main guy there at the police station. And the sergeant or whoever it was said, that can't happen. So he took the gun, went outside, had it pointed at a safe direction, put a magazine in, racked it, sent it home. It fired. He didn't have the finger on the trigger. That can happen, especially if you have trigger work done by someone less than a certified gunsmith, because that sear and trigger, when it comes together, if you get that rounded just a little bit, that can cause that. Now, those of you that are gunsmiths, you can comment below whether that's true or not. But that's why I never have anything done to my triggers, especially my carry firearms. Back years ago when I shot IHMSA, I had an XP100 chambered in 7BR. It's a bolt action single shot pistol. And back in those days, those was considered unlimited guns. We had 2 and 3 ounce triggers on those. And sometimes you just barely touch that trigger. Well, 2 ounces, that ain't very much. You just touch that trigger and the round's gone down range. That's why I never work on any triggers, like I said, unless it's not my carry guns for sure. That's why I keep all mine, my firearms stock. I might change, like the striker spring, like I did on my dagger. But it's just something to. This is basically geared for a lot of new shooters, what to be careful for. And I'm going to put the video on me, and it appears that it's a negligent discharge. But if you watch it really close, I'm not so sure it ain't a hang fire. And I've never had a hang fire in a centerfire pistol or rifle. Black powder, yes, you do get that. But if you'll notice when I'm presenting, because I'm working around cover, now this was after I had wrist surgery, so I had one of those black wristbands that had that big metal plate to keep the hand rigid, which changes the angle of your grip. That's rule number one. That was a mistake. I'm not so sure that didn't contribute to it if it was a negligent discharge. But if you watch the video real close, you'll see my left arm, you'll see some tension in it. And I say, oh, or oops, or something like that, and then boom. Now, whether my finger was on the trigger or not, I don't know. I can't tell you. I'm going to call it a negligent discharge with a question mark. It may have been a hang fire. But it's just something to think about when you pick up a gun. First thing you do, check to make sure it's not loaded. That's rule number one. Rule number two, never point the gun at anything you're not ready to shoot at. Number three, keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire. Number four, know your target, what's behind it, what's in front of it, what's on the side of it, so nothing innocent happens. Say you're in a self-defense, you don't want that bullet to pass through somebody and maybe hit a child or another adult. Same way if you miss, you don't want to pull it right, left, or whatever. So it's just a little food for thought. I thought I would throw this video out and try to keep it as short as I can. And you can decide whether mine was negligent or hang fire. It's kind of embarrassing, but I'm sure we all do it. I mean, that's the first time anything like this has ever happened to me. If it was a hang fire, like I said, other than shooting black powder. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to call it a negligent discharge. Because when it happened, I don't know if I just pulled my finger off the trigger and pulled it back in or not. It's in question. So let's just put it that way. Negligent or hang fire. Let's leave it at that. I'm going to put the video, post it right in here pretty quick. I'm going to splice it right in. You can see for yourself. If you like videos like this, hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification. Of course, comments are definitely welcome on this. Thanks for watching. God bless America and our armed forces, past and present.